Hi, welcome of how to track your team. Hi, welcome of how to track your team's onboarding with Odoo. My name is Jimena Gonzalez. I'm a team leader in our main offices in San Francisco. Remote onboarding is one of the hardest topics nowadays. Knowing more than all the industries have been, some of them have been slowing down, some of them have been growing a lot, but working from home has been representing a big challenge for us as a team leaders and managers. And this is one of the main topics that we are expecting to fix with our software. So we, as a company, have been growing a lot in the last couple of years, and we have to create this a live onboarding process for our own team members. So today we're going to talk about our own experience and how we have been doing it. When we talk about the onboarding, it's not only how to set the person in the company, give them a new computer, setting the passwords for the software that we use, and that's it. It's more about like explaining them what's their role, what's the expectations that we have about this person on the role, what are the main things that they have to do, and how they work with other teams. It's really important to provide relevant training for them so they can do a really good performance. And this is one of the main things that you need to start thinking before starting doing your onboarding process. So as a company, globally, we have been growing a lot, average between 60 and 70% in the last 5 years. And this represents a big challenge for us. We also have to adjust not only our sales team, also our support team, the customer success team. All our teams have been growing at least 2x every year. And this has been one of the main challenges that we have been expecting as a company. So functional training is not only, the training is not about the functional training. It's not only about the legal training. It's about like how we put together all the trainings from different areas inside the company. And this is where our modules, project model works. So basically what we have been doing is that we create our own onboarding project inside our project app. And what we are trying to do is to capture the essential data in an easy way that we can keep track of where is each one in the onboarding process. We can also generate reports or where are they, all the documents that we are using in this one are alive. So if we are using this tool with our documents module also, and we have a live documents. We are company that is growing and is changing and evolving constantly. So sometimes we change our internal processes really fast. And in the same way is the information that we need to give to our new trainees. So we have a live documents where we change the information, we update one document, and everyone around the company will have that document updated, and we will give the same information for all different areas. But how can we do it? How can I start doing this? So we first analyze what are the key elements and the main important things that we need to focus on. And we found 4 of them. The first one is obviously have a great software that makes everything easier, that can help us to track the onboarding process, that will cover not only the essential part that is just giving the content, but also give us feedback. The person can log notes, can log a note and ask their manager about something in specific that it wasn't clear during the presentation. We can give them tasks to do, and they can upload videos or screenshots of the homework that they have to do. Using a great software, it makes everything simple. It helps us to track and keep the process alive. The second key element that we are working with is get everyone involved. In onboarding a person is not just a responsibility for one team. It's a responsibility for all different teams that are crossing information between the process. So as a salesperson, we don't only do sales training. We do functional training. They need to know what they're going to sell. They do accounting training because they need to know how our own processes inside the company work and what happened with an invoicing, what happened when they have a pending purchase order from commissions. So we are interconnected with other departments. And this is really good because we need to understand what's the information that each department can give to this new person. And we are also able to communicate between us. The third key element is to identify the main KPI. And the most important question is why we brought this new employer on board. Why is this person here? Is to improve the sales? Is to boost an investor relationship? Is to implement new relationships or new processes? Is to hire new people? So we need to understand what's the role of this person, what are we expecting for this person, and once we talk about what we're expecting from them, you can create the main KPIs. When we talk about sales, KPIs are easy, sales, but it's not only sales. In our case, I'm in a channel team, we work with partners. If we sell, our partners grow. So another KPI in this case is the amount of partners that grow from learning to official partners, or maybe the partners that grow from ready to gold. So we have different ways to measure how people is doing it, and don't always think about a specific number. Is about also the skills. So one of the main skills that we look, for example, is creativity in sales. Is this person creative, new strategies to make sales bigger? Yes or no? Yes has a value, no has a negative value, for example. Or is this person following the internal rules that we have inside the company? Yes or no? So these kind of answers will give us also idea of the main KPIs that we can ask. Sometimes when new hires failing in meeting the expectations, we think that maybe we took the wrong decision with the person and it was not the correct profile for this role. But it's also good to ask ourselves, is our onboarding process complete? Is our onboarding process giving them the tools to develop and to give the results for these main KPIs that we are expecting for them? So that's the third part. And the fourth one is define a clear process based on the knowledge that they need to have in order to deliver the KPIs. This might involve different people from different areas. And this is how we did it. So how to start this process was the first question. And everything started with a spreadsheet. So we first created draft where we organized the main content that we want to give and provide to this person. This content means from functional training, as you can see here, we are talking about a sales role, but we are talking about two different departments. One is sales and the other one is functional training. Because if I don't have the functional training, I don't know what I'm gonna sell. So we define the content. We have a clear, all the links for the presentation and documentation that we will need for this specific training and are responsible for that training. It's really important to make sure that we involve a lot of people in this training, not only the manager, because I will learn something from the employee A, the employee B, and the employee C. And everyone has a different way to do things, but at the end, they will give me more information of how they are doing. Why are they successful on what they are doing? And I will take tips from A, B, and C. Once we have the task list, it's important to give a time frame to this list. Basically, to understand when is going this to happen. Sometimes I have functional training and sales training, but I can give this sales training after they know about this part of the functional training. So I can split this functional training, give a sales training here, and continue with the functional training. This is a possible case. So we need to understand, okay, first week, what are the main topics that we are gonna do? We can mix between teams. Are we gonna have a session in the morning, in the afternoons? Can I complete just one topic in the morning, one in the afternoon? It doesn't have to say 8, it's the 8 a.m. this topic, or 3 p.m. this other. It's like a completion of where are we expecting to have it, and also we need to have some flexibility. So once we have this schedule and we know what are we expecting to have each week, it's time to put it in our projects model. So what we do here is, first we need to create a template project. This template project will have the tasks are the main topics that we are gonna give to each employee. And we create tags knowing which week is each one going to happen. And then basically we just duplicate that training, and we duplicate the template, we assign this template to the new employee, and this person is going to be in charge of their own onboarding process, because we're giving them tools. It's like when you have kids, you teach your kids how to do it because you cannot go behind them the whole life. So it's the same with new employees. You give them the tools, you explain them, hey, this is how you complete your onboarding process, and they are the ones who are in charge of completing the information. As you can see here, we have the pricing explanation topic, but the person is the one who was, okay, taking notes there, giving the main takeaways of the session. If we have a question there, they can tag the manager or the person who gave the training. They can mark down this specific subtask, and at the end, they will be responsible for their own status. And we, as a managers, we will see the color status. We can see, hey, this one is in green, or this one doesn't have any color, so this person is not working in this specific task, and I can go and talk easily to the person just about that specific task. So I would like to show you this in a real demo, and let me see how this looks with Odoo. So we are here in our project model, basically. We create a project that says US AM onboarding, and we create a template who has different tasks. So each template can be changed based on the name of the person that I'm going to assign this template. So is the new employee. If I go to the onboarding and the template, basically, I will just go edit. I will assign it to someone. Let's say I'm going to assign it to myself. And then with this, I just duplicate it. And you will see that it will change the name. Instead of template, will change everything under my name. And most important part, the subtasks are now assigned to me, because I'm the one who is responsible for my own onboarding. I'm the responsible to say where I am in this onboarding. Another way to show it, it's here. I now have a new onboarding under my name in new hires. I started the onboarding, so I move it to in progress. And once this is in green, everything is complete, I will just change it to the onboarding is complete, and it will be here. Now, how it looks inside the tasks. So this is how we see it. These are the subtasks that I just talked before, the 64 subtasks. We have everything by weeks based on the tag that we have created. And here in our activity, for example, this specific task says is in week 4. These are the topics that we're gonna see on this specific task. And the person log a note with the main keynotes or takeaways that they have during the session. If this person had a question, maybe this person can ask, I don't know, this person can ask to the boss, I have a question about a specific topic, log a note, and then the boss can schedule a meeting with them and talk about this specific topic. If there is a to-do or a task or a homework that they need to do after this session, they just can also log a note to the boss and say, here is the example, and they just upload the document or whatever they have here, attach it to the document, and then they can just log the note. Once it's done, they can change the status here. Is this in progress? Is this blocked? Or is this green and ready to continue the learning process? So if maybe this person has a question, it could be going to block until someone explains this person that specific topic. Another way that we can see as a team leaders or managers how is everyone going on the learning process is easy. We can see here, okay, in the first week they have 9 activities and 9 of them are ready. But the ones that are maybe not completed, so let's say we have here, we're gonna mark this one as in progress. And now we're gonna see how this looks in our main here. So you see we have one activity in progress and the other one are ready. So easily by color coding, we can know where is each one in the learning process. So just to show you, we can create a template. We can duplicate the template and assign it to the new hire. We can just move the stages on the onboarding part, the ones that are completed or the ones that are in progress. And each person will be responsible for their own learning process to log their own notes here in the charter. We can have a communication with the manager or the trainee across the charter with login notes or uploading to-dos or homework that they have. And at the end, we can have report or where is each person and how they are doing. So it was an easy way to show how we do it, and let's continue. After the demo, it's important to mention that this case doesn't apply only for new onboardings, for new employees. It's also like a lot of like options that we have here. We also can do it when we onboard new partners. For example, if you have sub-distributors of your specific solution, you need to train them on how to sell your specific solution. You can onboard them in this way. Also, when you do trainings for your clients, so you implemented Odoo with them, and now you need to teach them how to work with Odoo. And this is one of the main things that we have as a challenge when we work with partners. So maybe now I need to train my clients on how to work with Odoo. I just have, okay, so the accounting team needs to work with accounting, invoicing, and sales. And the manufacturing team needs to work with manufacturing, invoicing, purchases, inventory. So we can create a specific training program for each one, and we just keep tracking of what is happening with them with this solution. Remember, everyone is responsible to do their own thing, and this is a really good example of how we track, for example, our partners onboarding with Odoo. So as you can see here, we have like how they doing the functional training, the sales training, and as I did it with the new employees, this is how we do it also with partners. So this is a really good example of how diverse could be this option when you are just giving training. And just to finish, a mental note. It's really important to receive feedback during onboarding or a training. And this feedback, it has to come from 3 different ways. So remember, first one, the person who is receiving the feedback, the new employee. Just ask them, how are they doing? What are the main things that they think we can do better? What are the main areas that they have questions? And when they talk, listen. because normally we tend to go with an answer, and it's not going to happen in reality. So we need to listen, hear, and then, most important thing, take actions from that feedback. Good part, this is an alive project. You can change the stage, the subtasks. You can change the links. So everything will happen in the template, and at the end, everything will copy from there on. So ask for feedback to this person. Also, ask for feedback to the manager or to the people that are giving the training. You can see in a training the reaction of other people. How are you learning? What are the main questions? If all the groups ask the same question, maybe it's because we have not included that specific topic during our training, or maybe the way that we are explaining is not that clear. So try to get feedback from them too. And just to finish, one size doesn't fit all. Remember, this is just an idea, but we can change things, we can evolve things, and the way that I'm training the employee A maybe is not the same way that I'm onboarding the employee B. Maybe this person is visual, maybe this person is more analytic. So we need to play a little bit with both, and even more if both are in the same training group. So try to adjust this. Remember, this is a live tool. Play a lot. Try our new version in V15. Start playing with our projects module. And now is your turn to start onboarding your own team with projects Odoo.
Hey everybody, welcome into this Q&A session. I'm here with Mena. Thank you for the presentation and thank you for joining us, and thank you to all of you guys for being with us. We're going to go ahead and dive into the questions, so if you want to throw it in the chat, we'd be more than happy to kind of field those questions. One of the ones that just came up already is just asking if there's an ability to kind of generate their own template when it comes to onboarding, and whether you can provide kind of any further information that might help to that. Could you speak to that a little?
Yeah, sure. So as I was telling before, there is no process that fits everyone, and that's because their onboarding process for each one is quite different. Means that my suggestion here is that you can create your own project based on the needs that you have in a specific, and follow the steps that we saw here in the presentation. Basically, it's just like create an Excel or a sheet where you can find the main topics that you want to give, then try to create a time frame for them, and then create your own project in Odoo. So basically create the template project, then the tasks are the trainings that you want to give. The tag is the week that you are going to provide that specific training. And basically when you have someone new, you just copy that template, duplicate that one, and change the assignment designation person. And that will be the new person that is going to be in charge of their own onboarding process. And this is something that it will change in every type of onboarding, because this is not just to onboard new people. This is also for other things like onboarding clients when they are starting to use Odoo. A partner can use this as a tool to tell them how to use the system, how to train them, how to different areas, they should use Odoo and the implementation that they have. So it's different every time, and I highly suggest you to just look and create your own process.
For sure. Thank you. And I think, yeah, definitely very different every single time. I would think it would be helpful maybe to speak to, when it comes to onboarding, like what you think one of the key focuses might be for people when they're putting together their template, when they're putting together their processes. What's a key thing to focus in on, and then how Odoo can help in that space?
For me, the key thing here is to make a list of all the knowledge that you think is important for this person in this specific role. What do you want them to deliver at the end, and what are the skills that they need to have in order to deliver that result? That will include people from other teams, and that will include not only give concepts, but also shadow them, see how they are doing in real life, Because one thing is just to hear, another thing is to put it in practice.
Mm.
And that's one of the hardest things, and one of the things that we realize after a couple of months. So we need, as a trainers, we need also to look and follow up what they are doing. So shadow your people also and see how they are absorbing what they saw during the onboarding.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I think we are just about to wrap up here, Mario. I did see that there's another question from you in the chat. There is going to be an extended Q&A afterwards, so you guys can join Mena there and learn a little bit more as well. But just wanted to say thank you for the presentation. Thank you for the questions that you've answered. Thank you to everyone for joining us. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Odoo Experience 2021. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you.